Hello everybody and welcome back to Gregtech. New Horizons. How's the guys' day been? Good? Let me know down in the comments below. So last episode we finally got ourselves a multi-block ore processing fully set up and operational. This thing has gone through more or less all of our chests here now. The only things left is materials that, or like ores that need to go through mercury. And mercury is still one thing we're really lacking in. So today we are heading back out into space to visit Phobos and Deimos, the moons of Mars. Let's go back to the EV chapter and have a look here. So it wants us to collect a few pieces of stone from the surface. That's no problem. And we also want to go to Deimos. Now, which of the two is actually going to be the best option for us? Well, looking at what we're going to need and what resources are available on each one of these planets, if we have a look at Deimos here, we can see that it offers 10 different ores. It has uranium, tungstate, sulfur, lapis draconium, monazite, nickel, tetrahedrite, orakiran, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, and magnetite. But if we do have a look at Phobos, there is 12 ores. The extra ones is gold and bauxite. So I think it might be a good idea to visit Deimos first, grab this quest, and then head to Phobos. So I think that's what we're going to do first. So I've been working on grabbing everything we're going to need for this expedition, and hopefully I'll have everything we need in here. I went ahead and crafted 4 more ore drilling plants, tier 2, so we should have a total of 6 of them. So we should be getting a lot of resources out of this now. 2 stacks of compressed chests is probably not going to be anywhere near enough for this. And since we don't really have the ender chests to be cooking those up to the ore processing facility, and I have a feeling we're going to be producing more ores than that thing can process fast enough. So yeah, unfortunate, we're just still going to have to be storing them in compressed chests and then just moving one chest at a time to empty out. Eventually, I think I might make a sub-storage system like what we got here out of cells and actually set up like storage over there for all of the main items coming out of the miners, but that's later on down the road. So I guess let's go ahead and head into space. So we're going to need our rocket launch pads, our tier 2 rocket, and we're also going to need our battery, fuel loader, and our cetane boosted diesel. I really hope I'm not missing anything right now, but if we are, well, we'll have to deal with it. So let's launch off in the same spot we always do. So where's the center of the chunk? Right here. So rocket down, fuel loader. How much fuel does this guy already have? What button is to open it? U for inventory. So we're at 57% full. So about 3 cells should be more than enough. Yeah, okay. So we're just full now. So let's take this and put it in our chest so we don't lose it by accident. Put our key away. We have flight potions. My ender pouch is hooked up to an ender chest entering into the system, so we can enter some stuff into the ME system from space. So that's good. Have some soul vials. We have our prospector, scanners, tools. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's hope. Now, before we actually get to Phobos and Deimos, I want to take a quick pit stop on Mars. There's a few things I want to grab while there that I didn't get to grab last time. What I want to grab while we're here is actually something for the quest book. And that's actually some extra Mars dungeon brick that I didn't get to grab last time because I didn't think I have the quest unlocked. And I want to collect some of the creeper eggs. So let's go do that. Such an amazing fight. All right. And what else are we missing? Just 16 of the brick now. All right, and that's that quest done that I didn't get to do a while ago. And now that's finally unlocked the tier 3 rocket quest. All right, and supposedly to collect these creeper eggs, it is actually just by putting a torch underneath them. So put a torch and the egg drops and breaks. Nice. I might as well collect all the ones that are here as well. Okay, 18 creeper eggs should be pretty good. All right, let's head on out to, I think, Deimos. Yeah, there should be enough fuel. All right, so select Mars, and we said we're going to go to Deimos first, right? Yeah. Should be the same landing mechanism as landing on Mars, using the bouncy ball thing. Now, red creepy face is still there. That was a horrible bounce. Oh, sounds like Enderman spawn on this place. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, is it Phobos that we want to be on? Yes, it is. So let's grab some Deimos surface blocks. That completes the quest, and we already get to leave. Not even here 2 minutes. Yeah, because pretty much everything that's on this planet should be available on Phobos. And how much fuel did that use? Ah, we still are good. All right, to Phobos. Well, that was a quick launch. All right, so here, and we want to select Phobos launch. All right, and now this is the planet we want to be setting. Oh, that's a big Mars. Yeah, there's Earth all the way over there above the sun. Hello, Earth. But yeah, this is the planet we want to actually be doing all our mining on. Yay, we got a good bounce. All right, grab our rocket. And first things we need to do is build a little house to live in. Well, that was a meteor. Where did that land? There. Actually, yeah, it's just about to turn nighttime here. So let's turn right here into our little base we're going to live in. All right, we have our little base set up. The only issue is mobs are going to start spawning in here, which isn't exactly what we want, but whatever. I didn't bring any light sources, unfortunately. Oh, that's something I forgot to do. Actually, we can still do it. Oh, you can't learn anything from this? Oh, never mind. Right, so what I'm going to do now for the next, 20 minutes is go around and do some prospecting, and then we can figure out where we want to be setting up our ore drills. Also, I need to be careful of my oxygen, so I'm going to take some supplies with me. All right, let's see what we can find. All right, I've more or less picked out the 6 locations we're going to be putting our multi-block miners, and yeah, my prospector scanner broke, but yeah, I did scan a lot of ores, and there is a lot of gold here. I wasn't expecting to be so many gold veins, but yeah, so let's go ahead now, grab our 6 ore drilling plants. You know what, I might as well just take this whole chest with. Another meteor just landed. Yeah, so I'm going to just take this whole chest with me, and let's go set these up. So the first one's going to be on this guy here. So this one is going to be excavating out about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bauxite veins and 2 draconium and 2 uranium. So this should get a fairly large area. So let's find the center of the chunk, which looks like it's this block. No, where is it? Oh, wait, no, this isn't the marker for it. Here's the center of the chunk. Right, so let's dig ourselves a little bit of a space to build this thing, and... oh, it's about to turn nighttime again. All right, I'll wait till daytime and I'll set them up. All right, the first miner should be ready to go, so let's do configurations in here. So we want to be the maximum radius, no chunk loading. Is that the same thing as right-clicking with the soldering iron? So I don't want this thing to dig all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, so it should be more or less the same thing. I don't want this thing digging all the way down to the bottom, then start generating resources. I wanted to grab it, make it grab all the resources as it's digging. So let's turn it on. Oh wait, I forgot to tell this guy here to auto eject. And enable. Current vein bauxite. 15 ore. Yeah, okay, so it's working now. The only issue is we're now in nighttime again. So let's just claim the area, and yeah, I need to do that 5 more times. All right, I think we're pretty much done on Phobos now. We've more or less mined up everything we kind of need. I've already gone ahead and collected all of the multi-block miners, and I even set up like 20 of the single block ones. So we have a lot of chests in here now, full of resources that we need to head back and prepare. So let's grab out our rocket launcher, our battery. Where's our battery? Oh, must be in this chest then. Battery and our fuel. We're probably going to need a little bit more fuel to be able to take off. We'll do it right here. So we're at 3 buckets out of 7. So we'll do about 3. Should be plenty for us to get home. All right, just check the fuel levels. Yep, we're pretty much ready to go. All the chunks are unclaimed, and I think we're ready to go. The only thing I'm missing now is this guy. There we go. So let's grab our last 2 chests and head on home. Definitely not forgetting anything, am I? I don't think so. Let's remove this last waypoint, and yeah, I guess let's go. Hopefully that skeleton doesn't do anything to us. And we're off. All right, Select Earth and launch. Where did we end up? Because we definitely moved around quite a bit. Oh, we're right in front of that base. That's good. We probably have a lot of maintenance issues to fix while we're here, but we should be good. I don't hear the clean room, so that's a good or a bad sign. I don't know. Where's my hand? I can't see my hand. Oh, there it is. Are we still running? Running perfectly. Okay, we're good. How's our power setup doing? Any issues down here? A few off lights over there. This guy has problems as well, so let's fix everything. Oh, there's a few issues down here. And all right, there we go. So, how are we on power? Are we okay? Yes, we are. Nice. So, let's go back out and collect our rockets so we don't lose it and start setting up all of our new resources to be processed. So, while they were processing, I decided to expand the base taller, but unfortunately doing that caused a lot more mobs to spawn. So to fix that, I wanted to craft myself some magnum torches, but that required the QED, which requires carbonite, meaning we're going to have to do a bit more of the Twilight Forest progression. So after collecting the carbonite, it was time to make the QED.
I'm not the kind of person who is sentimental, but this thing is making me soft, giving into my damn heart. It feels like I am losing my grip, going crazy, cause this doesn't make any sense. You're broken down all my defenses. No way back to the old me, when I'm stuck here on planet X. I'll become the person I've hated. Wonder what will happen next. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like a charge around us that just feels right. Can't get my head around it. I can never hit the brakes. Every time you touch me, babe, you send me right out into space. You send me right out into space. Right into space. My head tells me to stop, but there is nothing I can do now.
Okay, so all of the ores have been more or less fully processed. The only thing left is just a small bit of like tungstate and magnetite that just needs to go through the chemical bath. And while all that was processing, as you saw, I did a little bit of building on the base, so the place is way taller, but that posed a bit of an issue where mobs kept spawning up there, so that's why we got into the QED. The QED allowed us to make magnum torches, which have a 64 block radius to prevent mob spawns, which is actually really nice because that means I can just put them anywhere around our base. There is actually a machine, I think it's called like a mob repellator, it's something like that, but it prevents mob spawns, and if you power it, it increases the area it does. But these torches are free and I can make as many as I want, really. But that required us to do a little bit of the Twilight progression. I needed to get to the Ergas Tower for carbonite to be even able to make this guy. So that's what we ended up doing. And I even went ahead and set up the oil rig so we can start pumping more raw oil like we had before. Because I think we're going to get into like some oil cracking today. If we can get like oil cracking set up, we'll be able to use that to make all of our different plastics again. Because we're completely out of more or less all the plastics like polyvinyl chloride. This is all we have, and this is all we have of polyethylene. So we need to get proper oil distillation and plastic production up and running. And I'm going to try and get polybenzimazole done today, but that is going to require me to actually go back out to space. To make this, we're going to need chlorobenzene, and we can make it using benzene and chlorine, but there's an easier way of getting it. If you remember, on Mars, under the ground where we got salt water, there's also a chance for chlorobenzene. So if we go back out into space, land on Mars, set up a fluid drill rig and pump the chlorobenzene back, that should save us a lot of time and energy. So I guess that's what we're going to do right now. So let's go ahead and make ourselves more drill rigs because I don't have any. What's this one? Okay, we need to make a second one of these. That's going to be steel, MV motors, and MV components, as well as cobalt and some soldering alloy. Now, the one I did set up over there in like the village is actually the tier 4. But I didn't realize when I built this guy, he did need an IV energy hatch. So that's why I went ahead and made all that as well. So we made ourselves all the indium gallium, because we made all the indium last episode. So all that went through the mixer, and I made myself all the superconductor cable for IV. And the only issue is iridium. If we want to make more IV energy hatches, we need iridium. And we really don't have any at all left. If we look up coil, I think I have enough to make 7 more energy hatches based on how many coils we have left, but that's not going to be anywhere near enough. We'll probably need like a whole stack of them to upgrade every machine in this base. So I think next episode, we're going to be starting Platline. I think it's about time we get into that. So let me go ahead now and make the rest of these fluid drilling rigs, and then we can head back out to Mars, set those up. I want to make 2 of them, one for salt water and one for chlorobenzene. And then we're going to use ender tanks to pump them back. But the issue is I don't really have that many, and I can't make any more ender tanks. So we're going to try and use dimensional transceivers that we got from the loot bags. If I can, I might even try and make some more. Is that possible? Crystalline alloy? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we have 2 ender tanks here for benzene to power them, and then we can use these 4 to pump the fluids back. So yeah, let me go ahead and make the other ones. All right, I do believe I have everything now to make the 2 fluid drill rigs. So we need to, of course, set up a location to store all these fluids now. And we're going to do that right here. So 2 super tanks, and each one of these guys are going to be connected to P2P eventually, and then use those to pump the fluids around. But first, we're going to get our 2 dimensional transceivers, plug these on top, and this one is going to be set to push, and this one's also going to be set to push. Because we want to make sure we pump the fluids into these tanks. So we need to set the actual configuration for these guys. And I do believe they actually do need power. An upkeep of 500 RF per tick. So we might need to hook one of these into a power line. So if that's the case, then let's go in here and set this to mains power. Okay. And then we'll set this one to a receiving power. And then we want to say fluids, which I think is this one. And this one we're doing first is chlorobenzene. All right. And we want this one set to receive. And then similar for this guy here, we have our power. So we want this to receive. And then we want to change this one here to salt water. Add and receive. So these should be hooked up now, ready to go. So actually, oh, you know what we could do? I don't know if we have the time to make it right now. We could use the creeper eggs we got earlier to have a infinite battery buffer on these guys. Like we're doing here with this AE setup. Oh, we could do that if we wanted to, but I don't have the time right now to make another energy absorber. And anyway, I think the creeper eggs only do up to HV tier power. So I guess for now, oh, we need these 2 for space. We're in a bit of a problem here. How can I hook these guys up to power? I'm gonna have to figure that out, unless I try and make an actual 3rd one. Let's see if I can make a 3rd one. I should have everything for it. Unless we get super lucky in our loot bags? Of course not. Alright, you know what? The easiest thing to do is just to run a cable over to it. So that cable should be hooked up down here. And yep, we can see it's filled with power. This guy is not filled with power though. Oh, because this guy is also needs to be set to send power. There we go. So that should be essentially the power issue for these guys fixed. I know this isn't the optimal way to run power, but that's all we have at the moment. So let's grab our rocket and head back out to space and land on Mars and get these guys set up. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Let me just double check. All right, we should have everything now. So our 2 of these energy hatches, we have our gas turbines, ender tanks, 2 dimensional transceivers, extra fuel, and our fuel loader. If I'm missing anything, I might cry. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Right, let's go. Okay, I have no idea if it's going to be day or night on Mars, but let's hope it's day. Nope, it's nighttime. It looks like it's about to turn day. The sun looks like it's just about to come up. Whoa, we're coming in fast. And there's creepers. Yay, we got a good bounce. All right, let's grab our rocket and let's fly immediately over to where we had salt water set up before. All right, this should be the spot. And if I remember, yeah, there is a node here that's sinister that will spawn angry zombies. So I'm just going to break it because there's literally no need for it. Right, let's go ahead and build this thing quickly. All right, that should be the structure built. Yep, fix that. Give it a muffler upgrade because we made it a new one. And give it... I didn't bring the drill pipes. I mean, I didn't forget any mining pipes. So in they go. And we just need to stick our ender tanks on the back here. And make sure it's pointing into it. Turn it on. Yep. And this thing should be ready. Deploying mining pipe. Nice. So all we have to do then is on top of this guy here. This is salt water. So dimensional transceiver. We want to set this guy here to receive mains power. Yep, it's got power. And salt water is going to not receive, but send. All right, it's recovering salt water. There's no salt water in here. And yes, the salt water is filling up the buffer inside here. Now, whether or not it's actually going into the super tank, I don't know. I won't know till I go back. Right, let's go find a place now for chlorobenzene. I think, yeah, there's a really good spot up here. So let's head to that one. Oh, wait, chunk load it. All right, seems to be this chunk right here. So let's mark the center. I'm literally looking at it. Nice. All right, so dimensional transceiver. We want to receive power, chlorobenzene send. All right, and we should be able to turn this guy on. Yep, he's deploying the pipe. And all we have to do now is just build a little shelter around this. All right, there we go. So are we seeing, yep, chlorobenzene's in here and we're mining up 2.3 buckets every time. Nice. Right, let's chunk load and head home. All right, are we getting chlorobenzene? Yes, we are, and we are getting salt water. Nice. All right, so let's get oil cracking up and running. So we want to set up a chemical reactor for each one of these sulfuric fuels right here. Heavy fuel, light fuel, and naphtha. So we want to desulfurize those, pump them into a oil cracking unit, mix them with steam to become severely steam cracked, lightly steam cracked, moderately steam cracked, pump those back out into another distillation tower, and hopefully then we should get everything we need. So we were using naphtha before for epoxid, but we haven't got that set up anymore. So after we do that, we need to upgrade it to what? I think severely steam cracked is what we're looking for. Severely steam cracked, and we get all of these byproducts here. So we get even more heavy fuel and light fuel, and we can repump back into another distillation tower to get more stuff, or back into the oil cracker to steam crack them. We get plenty of benzene, propene, ethylene, ethane, methane. Yeah, we get lots of things here, and the few things we're going to want is the ethylene and propene. Everything else we'll just end up storing, or we'll probably use it in something else later on. So let's get ourselves all the machines built here. This might take me a second to set them up, and we're going to be wall sharing a lot of the stuff, especially like the chemical reactors. We're going to be stacking those up 3 right here. The only other thing we actually will be producing as a byproduct is hydrogen sulfide. So we have a few options what we can do with that. We can electrolyze it for hydrogen sulfur dust. We can chemical react it with water to make diluted sulfuric acid and then distill it for sulfuric acid. So I think we might end up making diluted sulfuric acid and then distilling it down into regular sulfuric acid. But we'll probably do that somewhere else. So for the time being, we'll just store the hydrogen sulfide. Right, let's get ourselves our 3 sets of multi-blocks built. Okay, so I think we're at a point now where everything is more or less ready to go. We just need to do the filtering and connect up all the connections now. So on the output of the chemical reactors, we're going to have our clean version of each one of these guys here, our heavy fuel, light fuel, and naphtha. So instead of just drawing a pipe between the two, we can just connect them up with super tanks and then just connect them out like this and then say auto eject. So that way it'll automatically be buffered and inputted into the oil cracker. We're going with HSSG coils because they're the highest tier coils we have right now. And the higher tier coil you use, the less power this thing will use, which is nice. Now, each one of these guys here still has some maintenance issues. I think I've got everything else sorted. Incomplete structure. Oh yeah, that's because I need to add some fluid input hatches on the back of this guy. We're going to go with 2 IV ones because we're going to be wall sharing one of these guys. So we want to make sure there is plenty of hydrogen for this thing to use. And yep, it looks like the structure built. Okay, so we just need to now make all of the steam that is going to be needed to run the oil cracker. So let's go ahead and set that up. Now, the multi-block for making steam is more or less way too big. So if we look at the actual thing in here, it's massive. There's no need for this right now. I think just a normal IV fluid heater should be more than enough. So let's see what fluid heater I have. I know I have one. I'm nearly sure I have a fluid heater. Is it set up over here? Ah, yes, it is. Advanced fluid heater. So if we take this guy and just get a transformer. Actually, yeah, there's one already over there. Do we need to use P2Ps to pump the steam? I don't think so. So we can just use regular Ender.io fluid conduits and a super tank. That should work just fine. The only thing is we need to provide this guy with water. So a reservoir and a pump. I have no clue how fast this guy. We'll just give him a IV pump anyway. And we'll just hook it up, say, right back here somewhere. Yeah, I was going to pump the steam in, but I think we can get away with not doing that. So if we grab out our transformer here, point you down, and this should be outputting 4 amps of IV. The fluid heater can accept that. And then we want to say reservoir on the back, IV pump here to import water, right? Oh, you know why? Because the output was set to the back. Okay, so now we're filled with water. And actually, how fast does this guy run without needing a buffer? Does steam need a circuit number? Circuit 1. Okay, there's absolutely no need for a buffer on this thing, so that's more than enough. So we'll just connect up the crystalline pipe like so. Tell this guy to insert, and then this guy here will be to extract. And yeah, all of them are filling with steam. That's good. So I think more or less everything here is ready to go. The last thing to do is just hook up the P2P tunnels for the steam, or for the hydrogen. All right, so this guy here is bound to oil refinement. That's good. And all we need to do then is on the back of each one of these guys, only 2 of them here, so that's fine. Connect these guys here up to hydrogen. So fluid, oxygen, hydrogen input. All right, and this guy, yep, filling with both hydrogen. And yeah, I think we're ready to start running this thing and see if it works. So we have sulfuric heavy fuel being inserted in here, and each one of these guys are filtered. So we have our naphtha, light fuel. Okay, let's turn it on. Oh wait, don't these need a circuit as well? I think it's circuit 4 each. All right, so each one of these get a circuit 4 and turn it on. Not enough fluid output space. What do you mean? Oh, I forgot about the hydrogen sulfide output. I guess we can add that on the side here. Hang on. All right, so 2 output hatches, both lock the hydrogen sulfide. Actually, I don't know exactly what flue we're going to get out of here, so let me wait and then bookmark them. But P2P tunnels then, hydrogen sulfide, and then this one, hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so let's turn it on now. And this one here is buffered to heavy fuel. This one up here then is light fuel. And the last one is naphtha. All right, and now we can put back our super tanks. I wish this jetpack didn't sync when I'm holding space and shift at the same time. I wish it would just hold you at the same level. But whatever. Okay, so all of that should be being outputted into these guys now. Has problems. Thought I fixed them. Oh, you know what? We're out of soldering iron alloy. So for each one of the fuels coming out of the chemical reactors now, we need to decide what tier of steam crack they're going to be. So I've mainly looked at it here, and I think I decided on moderately steam cracked naphtha, severely steam cracked heavy fuel, and severely steam cracked light fuel. Looking at the outputs, the main thing we're kind of looking for is ethylene and propane. These are the main two things we're going to need now for making more plastics. We get the most propane from moderately steam cracked naphtha. We get, I think, the most from heavy fuel, but I think we're also going to get more naphtha back as well that we can recycle. And then light fuel, I think, gives it the most at severe as well. If I'm doing this wrong, let me know down in the comments and I'll swap it over. But essentially then, for heavy fuel, we want to severely steam crack that. So that is going to be circuit 3. Next one then is light fuel. We want to severely steam crack that as well. So that's going to be circuit 3 as well. And then this one is going to be circuit 2 for moderately steam cracked. So if we turn it on, yep, we can see we're making all of them now, and they're all being outputted. So severely steam cracked light fuel, and then naphtha. All right. And then we're essentially just going to connect them up using our fluid conduits. And underneath each one of the distillery towers, I've already got the cable run for each one of the different steam cracked variants. So it should be as simple as just connecting these here, telling them to extract, and then these don't need a circuit number. All right, and we're going to be getting carbon. So what I'm going to say is void excess items, because I don't really want to be storing that much carbon. All right, and then on the back here, we should be seeing each one of the fluids being outputted out. So some of them are going to be output the exact same thing. So we can just say one, how do I do this now? Yeah, I think the first 2 are going to be completely different on each one. Like this one here is light fuel, naphtha, and then naphtha. But this one here is light fuel, and heavy fuel. So some of them are going to be the same, but other ones aren't. We want to essentially send the heavy fuel, the naphtha, and the light fuel back to the beginning here to be stored and then re-cracked and then redistilled. So how am I going to do that now? Okay, if I do something like this, so essentially these bottom 2 are going to always be sent back over there. The only thing I need to do is just make sure I bookmark each one of their outputs. So you're naphtha and you are light fuel. All right, so the 4 or the 6 bottom ones are now all filtered. So essentially I'm just going to run a fluid conduit behind the wall here to the outputs. All right, and then we just want to tell each one of these guys here to extract. All right, and then they're being sent back to be recycled. So all we have to do now is essentially just connect all of these together, buffer them probably in a random super tank, and then just add a P2P tunnel onto them. Instead of adding them a P2P tunnel to each one of these guys, we'll just combine them together. And as you can see, most of them are outputting on the same level. So let me filter these guys, get them all connected up, and then we can hook up the P2Ps. All right, all the outputs are hooked up to super tanks. So essentially we just need to go back down to main fluid storage and create a fluid storage tank for each and every one of these outputs. So I'm going to have to bookmark each one and then go set up P2Ps for each one. Oh, that's going to be annoying. All right, all the P2Ps for fluid storage is more or less set up. So all we have to do now is go back and link all of these guys together to P2Ps over there. And actually in each one of these super tanks, we want to change this, but do not allow input from output side. We just want to lock and auto eject. All right, and then we just need to connect up the cable from underneath. So we have a slight little bit of an issue here. Smart cable can only carry 8 channels, but we have 9 right here. And dense cable doesn't connect to P2P tunnels. So we're going to have to do something a slight bit different. And essentially, we're just going to have a connection here and then run a P2P or a dense cable up to here. Okay. And I think we should be able to get a cable anchor and disconnect these. And then from there, we should be able to hook everything up normally. Okay, it's a little bit messy, but it works. So let's go ahead and link all of our things together. So first one, toluene. Next one, benzene. And so on. All right, so that should be more or less everything now connected. And everything should be online. Oh, no, it says you're missing a channel. Oh, no, it's just online now. So yeah, there should be 8 channels coming down here. He's number 9. So there should be a total of 9 channels going down, which there is. And how many channels are going into here? 13. Plenty. All right, and let's go see now whether or not all those fluids are being input into their super tank. Toluene, benzene, butane, butadiene, propane, propene, ethane, ethylene, and methane. All right, perfect. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have time now today to actually do polybenzimazole. I don't even know how long this episode is right now. And if it's a bit long, I apologize, but next episode probably will be even longer with Flatline. So I'm going to call it there. So hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget that like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell while you're at it then as well. So without any further ado, goodbye.